Meet Dina. She's a data scientist. In her free time, she loves practice yoga. And meet Paula, her product manager. She has 3 cats and a dog. One day, Paula, the product manager, comes to Dina and tells her that a new feature is needed. We want to draw a white contour around each duck in the image. Dina, as a good data scientist, spent her next 2 weeks doing research. After 2 weeks of research, Dina comes back to Paula, her product manager, and asks for guidance. She found several relevant methods and she needs help to narrow it down. Paula is puzzled. She is not sure how she can help. This type of conversation happened to me several times during my work as a researcher. Both me and the product manager were frustrated. I'm Sivan Biham, and I'm a computer vision researcher and algorithm developer at Healthy.io. I hold a master's degree in computer science from the Weizmann Institute of Science and a bachelor's degree in computer science and neuroscience from Bar-Ilan University. In my free time, I love practice yoga and running. Today, I'm here to share with you my experience as a researcher in a product-oriented startup. Let me describe you. You have probably heard at least one lecture or read one blog about the relationship between product managers and developers. Today, I'm here to talk about the unspoken relationship between product managers and data scientists. Let me describe you the main pain point in this relationship by quoting Donald Rumsfeld, a former Secretary of Defense in the United States. There are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we don't know. But there are also unknown unknowns, the ones we don't know we don't know. And this is exactly the main pain point in this relationship. Most of our work as data scientists lies here in the area of the unknown unknowns. When we get a new feature to develop, we don't know if we will be able to get results and if those results will be relevant to the product. What makes it even more complicated is that the method we found wasn't originally applied on our domain. We don't know if the method we chose that was applied on images of cars will work on our images of ducks. This leads us to the unknown of the correct method. We don't know if we chose the correct method to start with. Only after a while we might figure out that we chose the wrong method and we need to start again with a different one. A consequence of all this is the time estimation unknown. Because we don't know if we chose the correct method and if this method will work on our domain, and if we will get results, we can't give time estimation. We don't know when we will finish this feature, or even when we will have meaningful results. This all together makes the product manager work harder. It's hard for him to understand what is the current status of the feature and where we will be a few weeks from now. He can't plan the next steps. Now, let's start again the case study from before, and let's see how we can use it in order to make this relationship better. So again, Paula, the product manager, wants to add a new feature to the product. Dina, the data scientist, spends time doing research and comes back to Paula and asks for guidance. Paula is puzzled and she is not sure how she can help. Paula, the product manager, tells Dina that in order to help her, she needs to see some results and examples for each one of the methods. It's the only way she will be able to understand which one of the methods is the best for the product. But Dina, the data scientist, can give her that. In order to give her results and examples for each one of the methods, she will need to research and implement each one of them. It might take her several months for each method. This frustrated conversation keeps going without any practical decision. Both Dina and Paula are frustrated and they are not sure how to continue from here. But we are here today to see how we can make this relationship better. So let's put it all behind us and let's try again. Let's see if we can change the frustrated faces into happy ones. So again, Paula, the product manager, wants to add a new feature to the product. We still want to draw white contours around each duck in the image. But this time, Paula elaborates more. She tells Dina, the data scientist, what the user experience will be, what inputs she will get from the user, what the goals and the requirements of this feature, and what is the expected timeline. Now, Dina, the data scientist, can focus her research only on methods that meet those requirements. After 2 weeks of research, Dina still needs guidance. She found several relevant methods and she needs help to narrow it down. But this time, she elaborates also. She tells Paula, her product manager, what those options are, what are the requirements, what type of data we will need, which resources we will need in order to implement them, and more. In addition to that, she also tells Paula what she thinks is the best method to start with. Because Dina is the data scientist, she is the one that's in charge on the technical aspects of this feature. So her thoughts and intuition regarding each one of the methods is very relevant. In contrast to before, now Paula has better understanding regarding the options. Paula likes Dina's recommendation. Together, they are now planning their next steps. After some time of research, Dina, the data scientist, understands that some objects are more challenging to detect and have higher chances to get inaccurate contour around them. As you can see here, some boxes around the ducks are inaccurate, which result in an inaccurate and partial contour around the ducks. Dina has an idea how to overcome it. Another input from the user, like marking a dot at each relevant object, will help her to improve her results. As you can see, using the dots, Dina is able to get accurate boxes around the ducks and accurate contours. This additional input not only helps Dina as data scientist, but also the user experience. Now, the user will get results based on his input and will not get results for non-relevant objects. Paula needs to check it and see if it can be integrated into the product and the current user experience. She thinks it can be useful, but she will get back to Dina. After a week, Paula gets back to Dina. She might tell her that this additional input is approved, but she might also tell her that we can't add this additional input and we need to continue without it. Either way, what's important here is that we talked about it. A week after, Paula comes to Dina just to check in with her and see how she's doing. She also asks her if there is anything she can do to help her. Dina, the data scientist, doesn't have any meaningful progress to share yet. It doesn't mean that she didn't do anything in this time period. It just means that data science takes time. But she tells Paula, her product manager, what she thinks about her current status and what are the next steps that she is planning to do. After a while, Dina is stuck. She is not sure if she can figure it out. She is not sure if she will get results and when. She is starting to think that maybe she chose the wrong direction. And here, Paula comes to help. Maybe she can't help with the technical aspect of this feature, but as the product manager, she sees the bigger picture of the product and can ask guided questions. She can ask Dina, the data scientist, where she thinks we should put our efforts on, how much effort it will take her in order to figure this method out, and how much time and effort she will need in order to go back, choose a new method, and start again. Dina answers these questions. It's not really important what the answers are. What's important here is that we have this open conversation regarding the current status of this feature. In contrast to the frustrated conversation from the beginning of this talk, now Paula understands better what are the options for this feature. She has all the information that she can get. By having all the relevant information, Paula can get an informed decision for this feature next steps. She might decide that we should continue with this current method and put all of our efforts on it. Maybe we should try a different direction, go back a few steps in order to move forward. And maybe we should leave it for now and come back to this feature later in the future. Maybe our product is not mature enough. Maybe we don't have enough data. And maybe we don't have enough technical understanding of the technical challenges. So what actually happened here? We did it better together. By having this open conversation and by sharing our thoughts, intuition, and progress at each step of the way, it helps both sides, product managers and data scientists, to do their job better and happier. So what do we learn? Let me share with you my tips for both data scientist and product manager. I will start with us, the data scientist. First, and I think the most important one, is understand your product. Your product manager will not always be able to help you, but understanding your product will. Just like Dina was able to suggest an additional input to the product that not only helps her as data scientist, but also the user experience. Explain your intuition. Help your product manager to understand your intuition. If he will understand you better, it will be easier for him to help you back. And share your progress. Don't wait until the end of your research to share your progress. Share your progress as frequently as you can in order to make your product manager work easier. And my tips for you, the product managers, is first, give focus. Explain in details what are the goals, what are the feature goals, requirements, and timelines. Give us, the data scientists, all the information that you have regarding this feature. Be patient. Data science takes time. Sometimes a lot of time. Sometimes we'll need to go back, choose a new method, and start again. And check in sometimes. Don't be a stranger. Don't leave us to work alone for several months. Your guidance and opinions are crucial. And if I will sum it up, I will say that we, as data scientists, should understand our product, explain our intuition, and share our progress. And you, the product manager, should give focus, be patient, and check in sometimes. And don't forget, we can do it better together. By having open conversation and sharing all of our information during this entire process, both of our works as data scientist and product manager will be easier and happier. I want to thank Shulamit Ferber for this great comic. You can follow her on Facebook and Instagram. And I want to thank you for listening. You can reach me at my LinkedIn and my mail. And feel free to visit my blog. Thank you and good night.